Hey everybody, welcome back to another edition of Crafted Cocktails. As always, I'm your bartender, Roey. Welcome to my home bar. Today we're going to be talking about the classic Mexican cocktail known as the Paloma. Now, the Paloma is actually the national cocktail of Mexico, although its origins are a little convoluted. The first mention of the Paloma is in a 1953 book by Evan Harrison named Cocktails of the Rio Grande. Now, most publications recognize that as the first mention of the Paloma. The problem is, Evan Harrison didn't really exist, and he never wrote a book. Not in so much that way. You see, in Boston in 2012, there was a bartender by the name of Evan Harrison who got a couple of his friends together and thought it would be really funny if they edited a Wikipedia page to post himself as the creator of the Paloma. Now, each one of his friends went on different Wikipedia pages and posted themselves as the creators of different cocktails. The Boulevardier, the Sidecar, the Sazerac. Unfortunately, most people know where those cocktails came from, and so they quickly took down those Wikipedia pages. Evan's Wikipedia page lasted, and everyone picked it up as truth. So in a lot of publications and a lot of research, you'll see as Evan Harrison as the originator of the Paloma, when it's really not true. The other possible origin is from a guy named Don Jalico, who ran a tavern down in Mexico. Although he claims he just heard of it and didn't invent it. So it's hard to go against the guy when he's actually saying, I didn't do it. So what actually probably happened is, as we know, Mexico is the only place you can really make tequila, in a town called Jalisco. But also the Paloma, because of its two ingredients and where these ingredients originated from, was probably a mixture of several different things. So you have the tequila coming up from Jalisco, Mexico, and then the other main ingredient that we'll talk about in a second is grapefruit juice. Now, grapefruits actually originated in Jamaica and then made their way with the sailors over to probably Florida and then along the coast to Texas. Interesting side note, the grapefruit gets its name because somebody in Jamaica marveled at the way the fruit grows in small clusters like grapes do. So that's how we get the name grapefruit. So back to Texas. In 1926, migrant workers fleeing the Depression happened upon this beautiful pink grapefruit growing tree. They marveled at the wonderful taste, and it sort of just boomed all over the Rio Grande Valley. So you have the tequila coming up from Mexico and the grapefruits coming down from the Rio Grande, sort of made a perfect mix. The other thing that happened in 1935, squirt was invented in Phoenix, Arizona. Now, squirt was coined as a citrus soda, although it was about 1% grapefruit juice, but it was light and refreshing, and it really caught on. In 1938, it was imported for the first time into Mexico, and it really took off. So when you get a Paloma at a restaurant, sometimes they'll use grapefruit soda, and that's fine. I prefer to use fresh ingredients because I can play with the tartness levels. But that is the origin of the Paloma. So let's get crafting. So I'm going to take a glass. Actually, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my lime wedge and I'm going to rub it around the rim of the glass. The reason is that to get some of the lime liquid on there, and then I'm going to roll it around in salt. You're going to want to use a coarse salt or a kosher salt, just it really sticks on the rim a lot better than table salt. Now I'm going to fill up the glass with ice. I'm going to add about 1.75 ounces, it's about a full shot of tequila. and then about 2 ounces of grapefruit juice. Now I've freshly squeezed the grapefruit juice. I really like the tart flavor of it. If it's a little too tart for you, you can add agave syrup, a packet of sugar, whatever the case may be, but you can add that to your Paloma if you'd like. I'm gonna add about a 1/2 ounce of lime juice. Again, please use freshly squeezed. Please don't use the little plastic bottle in your fridge. And I'm gonna give that a couple of nice good stirs. And lastly, I'm gonna top it off with some club soda. So there you have a drink which is a little bit sweet, a little bit salty, some tart, it's fizzy. It's a perfect brunch drink. It's very refreshing, so you can see why it'd be popular on a hot Mexican summer day. So, thank you. Next week, we are actually going to be featuring the brandy side of things and talking about a sidecar. So if you'd like to join me, please call me at extension 2928 or email me at rphillips@presbyterianhomes.org. And until next time, happy drinking.